we have some brand new spelling words this week, a brand new phonics pattern we're learning. So the first thing I want you to do is look at these words I have written on the board, and I want you to think, what do they all have in common? If you need to read them out loud to yourself, that's what I do, and that helps me figure out what they have in common. So what do you think? What's going on with these words? Let's read through them. West, test, kept, spec, member. What do they all have in common? Well, when you just look at them, you can see that they all have the letter E. All of your words this week have this letter because we are focusing on short and long E sounds. So now let's think about what sound the E is saying in all of these words. West, test, kept, spec, member. Now, is it saying its name? It's not Weast, so that's not saying its name. Any of these others? Test, kept, spec, member. All of those are the short E sound. If you look up here in West, look at the letters that are surrounding that E. They're both consonants. Same thing for test, kept, the E is still surrounded by consonants, spec, surrounded by consonants, and member, consonants everywhere. I didn't do this E because it's the R-controlled vowel, so we're not worrying about that right now. We're looking at this E. So next, we're going to look at some words that follow a different pattern, but still have the letter E. All right, so let's look at a different word now. Now we have the word steam. So listen to the vowel sound in that word, steam. Is it a long sound or a short sound? Long sounds say the name of the vowel, short does not, remember. All right, steam. We hear the E in that word. It's saying its name. So that is a long vowel sound. Remember, like we learned last week, when there are two vowels together, E and A, the first vowel is usually the one to say its name. Steam. So now there are other vowel patterns that this is true for. There's just E, EA, EE, and then like last week, we have one that's a rule breaker. We have IE. So let's read through these words and listen for the long E sound. Meter, we, ego, gleam. This one is the same spelling pattern as steam. It's the EA. Reason, cheap, greed, steep, speed. The two E's. And now this one here's our rule breaker. The I comes first, but the I is not the one saying its name. It's still the E. These are all E sounds this week, or eh. Chief, believe. Now this one says E, but it's just like that one. It's just an E by itself. And field. So your spelling words this week that you've got the cards, just like last week, you can cut them up and sort them. You can sort them into which spelling pattern they fit into, but there are also going to be some short E sounds. So keep that in mind when you're sorting. You'll need to make a pile over to the side for short E. So let's look at this word. Oh, my marker's dried out. So let's look at this spelling word and see where we think it would go when you're sorting it. The word is fresh. Fresh. Say it to yourself if you're not sure which sound it's making. Fresh. We know the vowel we're looking at is E. Is it saying its name or is it saying its other sound? Eh. If you said it's a short vowel, it's not fresh, it's fresh. So that would go in its own category. That would not fit with these other spelling patterns because it's not a long E word, it's a short E word. So sort out your spelling cards, resort them, see if you can sort them a different way. Practice reading through them, and then later in the week, you will type them or write them to practice them in that way.